Islam Makhachev versus Khamzat Chimaev sounds like the ultimate dream fight, but Makhachev's manager Ali Abdelaziz says it will never happen, and his reasons might surprise you. Islam Makhachev's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, has completely shut the door on the fan-favorite idea of a Makhachev versus Khamzat Chimaev superfight. In an interview with Submission Radio, Abdelaziz was crystal clear. This fight will never happen. According to him, the matchup doesn't make sense for multiple reasons. First, he emphasized that Khamzat Chimaev is simply too big. Abdelaziz doesn't believe that Chimaev could ever make the welterweight limit again, let alone compete there consistently. Chimaev started his UFC career at 170 pounds, but since moving up to middleweight, he has looked much more comfortable and dominant. So forcing him back down just to fight Islam would be unrealistic and unsafe. In Abdelaziz's view, the size difference between them is already too wide to justify this fight. Second, Abdelaziz pointed to the deep cultural and regional ties between the two fighters. Both Makhachev and Chimaev hail from the Caucasus region, Islam from Dagestan and Khamzat from Chechnya. Fighters from this area are often reluctant to face one another, out of mutual respect and a sense of brotherhood that comes from shared heritage, upbringing, and values. Abdelaziz made it clear that he doesn't want to see that unity broken over a UFC fight. Makhachev himself has echoed this, saying he doesn't want to create any problems between their people. Third, Abdelaziz argued that the fight doesn't make sporting sense. Chimaev has only just claimed the UFC middleweight title by defeating Dricus du Plessis, and there are plenty of hungry contenders waiting for their chance at gold in the 185-pound division. Abdelaziz believes Chimaev should focus on defending his belt and proving himself as a dominant middleweight champion before even thinking about moving divisions. On the other side, Islam Makhachev has just vacated his lightweight crown and is now targeting Jack Della Maddalena's welterweight strap. Abdelaziz stressed that Islam already has his path laid out, with a chance to become a two-division champion, and detouring to fight Chimaev would only disrupt that journey. To put it simply, Abdelaziz sees no logic, no benefit, and no possibility in making this fight. Fans may dream of seeing Makhachev versus Chimaev as a clash of two dominant grapplers in the Caucasus, but from a manager perspective, the matchup is dead on arrival. If you enjoy daily UFC updates and breakdowns like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join MMA Thread so you never miss the latest fight news. While fans continue to fantasize about a super fight between Islam Makhachev and Khamzat Chimaev, Ali Abdelaziz made it clear that both men already have clear championship paths laid out, and crossing those paths right now simply doesn't make sense. On Makhachev's side, the Dagestani star has already moved past his historic lightweight reign. After defending his belt multiple times and being hailed as a pound-for-pound king, he made the bold decision to vacate the lightweight title and pursue greatness in a second division. His target is the dangerous Australian, Jack Della Maddalena, who currently holds the welterweight championship. Abdelaziz called this matchup a done deal, meaning Makhachev is locked in and fully focused on becoming a two-division champion, a legacy-defining move that could cement his place among the all-time greats. Taking a detour to fight Chimaev, especially when Islam hasn't even captured his second belt yet, would derail that mission. On Chimaev's side, Abdelaziz reminded everyone that the Chechen star just became UFC middleweight champion by defeating Dricus du Plessis at UFC 319. Winning the belt was only the beginning. Now, Chimaev must prove himself by defending it against a stacked lineup of contenders. Names like Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya, Jared Cannonier, and Robert Whittaker are still lurking in the division, and Abdelaziz argued that it wouldn't be fair to leapfrog them in order to book a novelty fight with Islam. To him, Chimaev has unfinished business in his own division, and it's his responsibility to clean out those challengers before entertaining cross-division fantasies. Abdelaziz also framed this in terms of legacy and fairness. Fans love the idea of champion versus champion showdowns, but history shows that these kinds of fights usually happen only after both champions have thoroughly dominated their own divisions. In his eyes, Makhachev still has to prove himself at welterweight, and Chimaev still has to establish a strong reign at middleweight. Only then, if ever, would such a clash carry real meaning. So, while social media buzzed after Chimaev suggested that beating Islam would make him the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, Abdelaziz isn't buying it. To him, this isn't the time for a crossover spectacle. Both fighters have their own titles, contenders, and legacies to worry about. For now, the focus remains on Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena at welterweight, and on Chimaev defending his middleweight crown against the killers waiting in line. Thanks for watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you still want to see Makhachev versus Chimaev someday? And don't forget to subscribe to MMA Thread for daily UFC updates.